Yo, what is going on, guys? Joining you from Morocco here in Marrakesh. I hope you guys are doing well. Thought we'd talk a little bit of Arsenal because I'm not there to sort any videos out for you guys. So just really wanted to show you what my complex was like here, staying in this hotel. But we're talking about Arsenal now. So really what I wanted to go through is where we're going to be against Brentford and Gabriel Jesus. I think you guys know the situation with Brazil is that they've been very careful with him, and they have, because they literally didn't play him in the first game. And we've seen time and time before where we've had players sent out and they've not been looked after and they've been overused. And I think that that's something that's not really happening at the moment now. So it's good to see that they had an MRI, they've taken a look. He's pretty much had, 4 weeks without any football at all. So according to the Brazil boss, when they got him 15 days ago, there was nothing wrong with him and he is feeling great and running around and had recovered. And then they spoke to him again 10 days before the Argentina game, and again they said he was in good spirits. So by all accounts, he looks and sounds like he's 100% fit. My issue though is that you're going into a game that's going to be extremely volatile. You know, it's a big, massive game. Argentina just lost their first game of this international break, so they're going to be looking to try and bounce back. And for Brazil, there's all kinds of stuff going on. They're talking about Martinelli now. It might be the perfect guy who goes up top. Gabriel Magalhaes, he's had a great game in the first game that they played for Brazil, so he's looking really good. But for Jesus, they reckon that he's going to play. I hope he doesn't play a full 90 minutes. I hope they really take their time with him. Or if Gabriel Martinelli starts up top, then do they really need Jesus? So we could be in a situation where he doesn't play at all. So I'm looking forward to him coming back 100% for the Brentford game. There's no promises though on that, but let's keep our fingers crossed. As far as Ødegaard, strange one, he hasn't really played in 3 weeks. He's been so unlucky considering he had the injury. He came on against West Ham for 10 minutes and scored, and then there's been all kinds of stuff going on with him. He's caught a bug, which is on the way to the last game. He got the ball hit in his face, so he's under concussion protocol. And the Norwegian manager there, he's been very careful with Ødegaard, and he's not done much, if anything, at all there. So it looks like that he's going to be returning home unscathed. Jorginho is another one, guys. Jorginho, again, a little bit of a knock against Burnley. And he's being looked at the moment, but there's nothing serious in regards to him at all. The same pretty much goes for Ben White. Ben White's listed on the doubtful list, but again, he's not really suffered anything. And then we all know it's basically the rest that he needed because he was being overplayed. We talked about Saka's had the rest, Ødegaard's had a rest, Declan Rice got his rest, which was the West Ham game. But Ben White was playing every single game, every single lineup in terms of team sheet he was on. And I thought that was just crazy considering that Tomiyasu was there as a right back as well as a left back, and Zinchenko's fit as well. So there's really no need to. I know in the last game they actually did what I was hoping them to do, which is play Tomiyasu at right back. But my problem is Tomiyasu's actually a better right back than Ben White. So in the next game, can you actually see Zinchenko at left back and Tomiyasu again at right back, and then Ben White rested? Because let's be fair, guys, before all of this fiasco, Ben White wasn't in the greatest of form. So I think it was right to put Tomiyasu in there. And quite frankly, against Brentford away, I would put Tomiyasu in there. That's just what I would do. But we'll have to wait and see what the manager says about that. So by all accounts, it looks like we're going to get quite a few players back and we're going to be fully strengthened in that regard. And there's still the issue with Thomas Partey. And guys, look, no one's talking about that right now because we're just going to leave it and look at it for the new year. And it's a striking difference in terms of where we are at the moment for the title challenge, because normally when we get to the second part of the season after Christmas, we start dropping like flies. But it looks like when you're starting to get some players like Partey back, Smith Rowe will probably be back in the new year, and you're talking about Yuri and Timber coming back in the new year as well. So you're just going to have this like a second wind, and Jesus, because obviously he's not played for a month, right? So Jesus is going to be back coming up to that busy Christmas period. So it looks like your second wind is going to be way better than you've had over the last few years, and that's just really indicative of how we've struggled and suffered through the first part of the season, really with our legs hanging by a string. Considering that we've had all those injuries and then we're still in the title hunt, I think that's a great place to be. But we've got to talk about Man City's going to get stronger as well because they're going to get De Bruyne back. It's only one player though, yeah? And I think that if you have somebody like Declan Rice, you'll probably do really well against the midfield that they have, providing we get Thomas Partey back in some capacity after the African Nations Cup. Because quite frankly, I don't even think Thomas Partey is going to make the African Nations Cup. I really don't. If he's not well enough to play now, and for the first 4 months of the season, you don't rush him back into the African Nations Cup. You just don't. I can't see it happening. If it happens, I'll hold my hand up. But for me, guys, I think that the second wins that we're going to have in regards to the latter part of the season, I think we're going to be really, really strong. Liverpool, though, they're the danger. They're the team that I talked about in the summer. I said no one's going to see these guys coming because they have an elite attack. I mean, as far as goals being scored, they're just elite. And they've got so many options. Diaz, Jota, Nunez, Salah. The Salah thing is concerning because wasn't he supposed to go Saudi Arabia? That's a weird one, right? He was supposed to be shipped off. And then they was talking about, no, let's wait till the new year or let's wait till next summer. And they've got all these title admirations. I don't know, guys. Maybe it would force him to stay. Maybe he's looked at the team, challenging for the title, and he's probably thinking to himself, you know what? I'm going to stay. I'm going to battle out for this title. I'm going to see where we are and then take it from there. So maybe the performance of the team at the moment is probably putting Liverpool in good stead. But then at the back as well, they're starting to solidify their defence. You know, Van Dijk is probably back to the best we've seen him in the last 3 years. And that bodes well for them. And it's a solid outfit. I don't think it's as good as Arsenal. I think the combination of Saliba and Gabriel, I think is just probably the best in the league, in my opinion. And the defensive record definitely shows that, right? They've only let in 10 goals, which is tied best in the league. But I think from you consider the fact that we've had all those injuries, and I think that we're only going to improve in that regard. So for me, guys, I really still think that we're favourites. I do, in my eyes. Maybe not in anyone else's eyes. I think right now the bookies have it Man City and then joint Arsenal and Liverpool at the same, at the same spread. But I think for me, knowing Arsenal the way I do, and knowing how we just nullify teams' attack, and I cannot wait for us to play Liverpool. When I know there's a Man City Liverpool when we get back, so one of those teams are going to drop points, and then Arsenal has the advantage to go in and capitalise on that, so that will push us further up the table. We know Spurs have to play Man City as well, and look, they're all going to start taking points off each other. So, and I talked about the strength of schedule, didn't I? And we're going into a period where we can start to take points, and our rivals are going into a heavy period where they're starting to take points off each other. So it will cancel itself out, and I think that we're going to be in such a good place coming into Christmas. And who knows, we might be top. I think that we'll be there or thereabouts. And I really do think that we've got what it takes to make a run for the title on the latter end. So that's how I'm feeling really good about it, because we've been at our worst. There's no way anybody could say we've played at our potential. We just haven't. And so better things are there to come from us at the moment. And so that's why I'm thinking that we're going to have that late charge. And then, of course, I don't think that there's going to be much teams. I just mentioned the two, City and Liverpool. They're going to be the only teams that are really going to be giving us any kind of issues in the latter part of the season. So guys, listen, I'm going to leave it right there. Love you like cook food. Catch up with you guys later. I'll be back near towards the end of the week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be back in time to do an Arsenal-Brentford preview. I hope I am. But if not, I'll just make another video and talk about the game as on Thursday and try and get something uploaded for you guys then. So I'll speak to you later, man. Hold it down, everybody. Speak to you later. Peace.